this is a new beginning. The Emperor strikes back. Learn from losing. Cherish winning. Forever Star Trek. This is episode 3 of House Talks. We're gonna do a little Q&A with Mr. Nasty Nani.
Okay.
Drop it on us. Pause.
Nah, don't you gotta introduce yourselves?
My name is...
You know what I just realized?
What?
We've never, ever introduced ourselves. Not once. So you guys are literally just meeting us for the first time. So, as you were.
My name is Kyle Eric Howard. Damn, why'd I do it to myself? That's crazy.
Eric Howard.
I feel like now they could like search me up. But
on Facebook.
My name is Kyle, one half of the house. You two. You go. I said you two. You go.
That was super
You
weird.
two. What was I trying to say? You two.
I don't know.
You two. Like you two. That's what I meant. Like you two. It was making sense, but as I said it makes sense though.
My name's James.
Do your
bro.
thing.
Like that didn't make sense. You two, you go.
I meant like you two. Like I don't know. Go ahead. Do your thing.
You're a fucking nut.
Yeah.
Fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Anywho, so Mario, as you were.
Yeah, introduce
You
yourself.
didn't introduce yourself.
I did. I said my name is James. What more do you want? You want my last name?
You're the creeper
My
too.
name is James Joseph. I go under the handle The Creeper. You may know me from the Creeper Strip.
There we go.
You may know me from your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You may know me from that Red Dot app.
You don't want to do that.
You want me to keep going?
On Citizen?
You may know me on. You may know me on Citizen. You may know me from your girl's house.
Ooh.
Cause I be fucking your bitch.
All right
bro.
all right now. All right.
Why you made me do that?
All right. No one made you do nothing.
You know when I talk, I get bad.
No one made you do nothing.
What's in this drink? But anyway, third installment of the House Talks. And we're gonna do a little personal Q&A with our producer Mari. You can't see him, but he's naked right now. He's a freak. let's just keep it at that. You don't want to see him. He's a freak.
Wear some Chinese slippers.
Just Chinese slippers.
Nah, in a tight shirt.
In a tight shirt, no bottom.
You know how freaky that was.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So I want to ask you guys a few questions today, but just tell me what's going on with you guys. What's new?
Oh man.
Love life.
Yo, I'm chilling right now. Honestly, so the whole month of December and January, like I wasn't fucking because it was just really like I was sick. Like I was just fucking sick. I had a fucking cold and shit like that. So I was on like bed rest, and then I wasn't going out much. I did go out on like 2 dates, and it was trash. I spent a lot of money. Dates are overrated. Yeah, I'd rather just be with like one of those fucking Cash App girls.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I don't know what a Cash App girl
Cash
is.
App girl?
That's some new level of the internet that I haven't seen yet.
OnlyFans Plus.
Okay.
OnlyFans Plus.
Okay.
Anyhow, but beyond that, literally, I just been back into clothing, back into anime hard, like watching. I'm finishing Space Dandy, by the way, which you should too.
I seen.
So everyone who watches anime and didn't finish Space Dandy but swears by Cowboy Bebop, you should definitely finish Space Dandy. I finished up a whole bunch of Gundam series, so F91, MS-8 Team a long time ago, and now I'm starting Iron Blooded Orphans. So really, it's just personal shit that I and traditionally around winter, I do like real personal shit where I just stay to myself and I'll just watch anime, shop, and fucking beat my meat every night.
That's healthy.
You know?
It's healthy.
So that's what I've been up to.
So Kyle, what are you up to?
A lot of like random stuff. I've been painting. A lot of painting. You gotta feed the beast every like now and then. Reading. Lots of reading. I'm still reading my Frederick my book. It's Frederick Douglass.
When are you gonna finish that?
It's a small book, man.
You've been ODing.
It's a small book.
Nah, he's been
dude.
reading Frederick Douglass for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
Small book.
Finish it.
How many pages is that?
I don't want to tell you. It's like
Probably like 67 pages.
no, it's like 200 and change.
You should have definitely bodied that.
I should have been
And I don't even
bodied
read.
that. Yeah, I've been reading that. I've been going through a lot of old magazines, like
Okay.
a lot of
I've
lot
been
of-
longing to do that.
Right?
Do
it.
So my box is like packed up in the corner.
I know they are.
And then it's under another box.
Listen.
And I'm like, yo, I really want to go through all these books that
Depending where they are in your house, they could get moldy. Cause I was cleaning. Yeah, I was cleaning up my house. Well, not my house, my basement at my mom's house, and then I seen them. I had seen all the magazines I was buying from 2012 up until now. I had mold, my hypebeast shit. All 3 of my hypebeast stuff, they're actually in good condition, but the
pages
edges of the pages are sticking. I'm like, if you don't put them in like an
That's freaky.
aerated stuff, they will get moldy and they'll just get destroyed.
That's so like I just unboxed my Mida Adidas and my United Arrows New Balances. All of the inside is filled with spiders and fucking mold. And I'm just like, what do I do now? How do I clean this?
Put
How,
your foot in here.
like, just put your foot in that bitch.
Let my babies eat your foot.
Like, oh,
yeah.
fucking Spider-Man is gonna bite my toe.
Bro, my McNary's had mold on the suede.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
shut up. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But literally, the good thing.
Nah, my McNary's are good.
Yeah, the good thing about mold is that it's a weak. I don't know what it is. Is mold like a germ? Like, that is a germ, right? Or like a substance?
Cotton ball.
Whatever the fuck.
It is germs though.
Whatever it is, all you really need is like a wet napkin.
Yeah,
and
just wipe that
it
bitch
off.
off.
But I thought I was done for. I
I'm
was
throwing my
like,
sneakers in the washer. Fuck it.
yeah.
Depends on the sneaker.
I remember in this is way off topic and we're gonna lose ourselves, but in 7th grade, no 8th grade when the Cardinal 7s dropped, right? I wore them every fucking day because they were my favorite Jordans. Oh, this shit went in my mouth. Pause. And then I fucking you're a monster.
Suck the microphone.
You're a monster. So I was like, yo, I don't got time to clean these shits. I'm gonna throw them in the washer. Threw them in the washer. They came out popping. I was like, oh, it's lit. Then I threw them in the dryer. And you know the 23 on the back of the 7s just came all the way off. I was like, oh my god, niggas gonna think I have fake Jordans. This is nuts. It was bonkers. I don't know what happened to them. It was fucking bonkers. So, but now, like, because I'm just an old piece of shit, like, I don't mind when, like, I throw my shit in the dryer and they come out fucked up. Like, I threw the
I like that.
the Milk Crate New Balances in the dryer, and they're like soft like socks now.
Bro, you're supposed to just leave them out.
I know, but I ain't got time for that shit. I want them dry
Didn't
now.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I want them right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so continue as you were. So you reading
So
your books?
now I'm reading magazines. All I do is work out and play old music. I play Jimi Hendrix. Why did I say it like that?
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. That's how you know I've been.
Who
that black boy over there?
Playing the guitar.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Yo, that's
You a
crazy.
fucking yo. He grew out his afro. Now he a slave.
Oh man.
Happy
Damn.
Black History Month.
Damn. Yeah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Damn. Look. You're next to a microphone, you and you idiot.
Okay.
You idiot. But yeah, literally working out, playing Jimi Hendrix, and literally reading up on old stuff. I feel like now, man, it's like there is still print being made now. I may not be as up on it as I was.
Who farting like that?
That's
It's like,
I'm sorry, ignore me.
I think print is it's like being released in like lower quantities.
and yeah.
Remember
No, they had a boom where it's like buy every
Yeah, buy every
magazine.
magazine.
When the Complex used to come to your crib like every month.
Yes.
Like you used
But
to
you know what it
read
was?
every month.
So this is like probably 3 years after print got like its reboom, and everyone's buying hype beats, highs nobility in fucking Inventory Mag and what's the other one?
Oh man,
There was a couple others, so it was a bunch. So
Yeah.
we're all buying it, but I think people caught on like, yo, I don't need any of this shit, and now you're just trapping me because you want to collect this cover, this cover, this cover, this cover, this cover, and then you end up with a whole bunch of magazines that you don't actually be reading every interview. I don't give a fuck about fucking Chris Van Ash. I don't give a fuck about his story of him growing up in the Midwest or wherever it was cute. I don't care. I want to read about Kanye. And then like they'll do like when Hypebeast did the bait cover, then they did the Supreme cover, and you're just like to the point where you're just now collecting covers for fucking $15, and now you have no space to put this shit. And to your point, now they're fucking getting mold. So I just done that. I was like, yo, I'm not getting any magazine that I know I'm not reading, and that's it. I mean, I did recently buy this Kanye magazine.
Okay.
Because it was super dope. He was wearing a super cool vest on the cover.
But it's
Yeah.
Kanye.
It's Kanye. You got to get every Kanye cover.
Yeah.
The only people I still buy is Kanye covers and Frank Ocean covers.
That's dope.
Those are my twin brothers.
Tyler covers have been like really, really cool lately.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool too.
But to a guy like Chris Van Ash, I think the dope thing about print, like to a guy like that who you may not really care about depending on who you are, is that it's like he's not the one to be doing like a video interview. So it's like I feel like a magazine, you'll get some like
you'll get
some crazy
some people that you
designer
would never
that you
look
would
up.
never like Ray Kawakubo, and it's like, oh shit, like I would never even hear from this woman if she wasn't on this magazine.
I just gotta read her words.
Gotta read her words. Or a person like Rick Owens, who doesn't do that much interviews, but he'll do like even within his book, which is dope. His book is amazing. His book low key kind of changed my life, like a little bit, because he was like he spoke on like a lot of shit like religion, the male physique and how it's presented. Like there was this one quote that like I would never ever that I had kind of took from that. Not that I relate to it, but it was pretty interesting. He was like, women are like meant to like. There's not as much of a pressure, ironically, for a woman to have a great body as there is on men. Like, every man is supposed to have like a big ass penis, for instance. And
absolutely.
he was like, "Who told you that you should have a big penis?
Absolutely.
What's wrong with having a small one? Listen."
I mean, more penis, more pussy you can feel.
That's our producer, everyone. But
I mean, wow, is that gonna get in there?
it's in there.
Well, my personality. Okay, well.
Screw it. But you know what? No, but you're right. You're right. That's the
Like imagine.
the like notion.
All right, let's. I gotta explain myself.
Big dick since we on the topic. I'm sorry.
I got neighbors. Let me just. I'm not gonna get deep into this. Pause. But no, like one question I want to ask you guys for this podcast as well was we were talking about it earlier, but just things that are timeless. So let's start with music. I feel like nowadays music isn't being made to be like timeless. Like people aren't taking their time with it to be like, I want people to like call this either a classic. It doesn't necessarily have to be a classic, but something that's gonna like stand for a long time. Like you can still go back and listen to like Jay-Z's Volume 1, Volume 2, of course, that's like all the hits on it. But Volume 3, Blueprint, all these other ones, it feels like it's there in time. I don't want to like be that old dude who's always like the music.
I think you already are.
Yeah. Okay.
Not even to cut you off, but when we're talking about
what music today do you see, or even let's just start with producers.
Like, but to the whole Jay-Z fact, as far as timeless music goes, V1 is not timeless. You may still listen to it.
I was just throwing that out there.
Okay.
I was just throwing that out there.
Because of all the V's, of all the volumes, the only volume that's timeless is 2 because it has hits.
That's it. Exactly.
I love V3. You know,
I know that's a personal
my
thing.
love
That's
of
a
V3.
personal
So
thing.
like V3, V1, Blueprint 2, and all the stuff like that aren't timeless.
No.
So they're timeless. Timeless is like I don't even
Kingdom
like to.
Come.
I don't like to. Yeah, who's listening to Kingdom Come right now? And it is hard, but who's listening to Kingdom Come?
Nobody.
Y'all don't like beach chairs? Life is like a
It's
beach
not
chair.
about liking it. It's about like yo, like if we're talking.
I
I think
to today. I'm like, oh, I like this, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be listening to this
listen
in 10
to it.
years.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me and like words like timeless and class and all that shit and luxury, like they just did the review on new luxury, like that whole campaign of redefining new luxury.
Okay.
For me, it's just like it's all bullshit. Everything stayed the same. Nothing has changed over time. Like music is being made the same way it was then. Now you're gonna have garbage music. You're gonna have good music. You're gonna have music that can be played all the time. You're gonna be have music that have a certain mood for it.
So that's what I'm saying. So even with that, what would you consider
Timeless
today?
now?
Or even just let's talk about producers, because like you could say anything about artists because it's just like, oh, that's mood music.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to make mood music. Like that just makes me want to dance and blah blah blah. You can't really judge it.
Timeless producers now.
Timeless producers now. And
I
then
can't-
what do you think is just people who are just making the sound?
I can't
today?
speak to it. I can't speak to the producers.
But you know, I think producers in the creative process are kind of exempt from, you know, from like not being timeless. I feel like producers are almost always pretty much stamped in time, and they
have to.
and right. I feel like rappers are the ones who hold the burden of constantly trying to make something that's going to last forever.
Timeless music.
But I feel like
I think that at the end of the day, the two have to have a marriage together because.
But there's a lot of like you said
Swiss Beats beat back in like the 90s with the GMX like vibe.
Yeah.
That's way more different than what a Swiss Beats would make today. Correct.
Well,
So you
really.
can't say that
Not
they're not really exempt. I don't think they're exempt from.
well,
actually
who's a producer?
That's few and far between.
Name one producer that you think is not timeless from any era. The both of you.
I can't speak to that. I think for me, like the way I view producers is you gonna make these tracks.
Little John.
You gonna make these tracks and
That's a
niggas,
good. That's
niggas-
that's a good. That's a good
But
one.
niggas are gonna
That's a
make
good one. The
So
whole
you're-
crunk era.
no, but you're gonna make your beats, and it's up to rappers to uplift those beats, because
That's what I'm saying. They hold the.
yeah, I think it's more on the rappers, in my opinion,
I agree.
to make a timeless song
Song.
out of your beat. I mean, there are some beats that transcend whoever's on it, like fucking the song Nas and J. Cole share. When J. Cole said he should have got the beat first.
Oh, Stay.
Stay.
Who
So
made
Stay-
that beat again?
Stay
That was,
Salam Remy.
Salam. No,
Was it Salam Remy?
it was. I was gonna name him too. I think it was another producer. It was.
I can't remember right now, and I don't care.
Hold on.
uh,
Large Professor. That's who it was.
Oh well, no doubt.
That's what it
So with a beat like Stay, on J. Cole and on Nas, both those songs can play whenever, and it is good to me, great to me actually. You know, so
That's
there's
a timeless song.
there's rare cases. Nas obviously bodied
did
it,
Nas did it.
but there's rare cases where a beat, it doesn't even matter. Like it could live by itself and be great. But there are some beats where it's like, oh, this rapper did it so much justice that now it is a permanent classic. You know?
like Ether.
Exactly.
Ether as a beat is like, if I heard that beat alone, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna diss no one on this.
Mhm.
Like it's
But
such
with
a
Nas on
weird.
it, it's like, yo, classic.
So
Yeah.
Are there? Would you say that there are any rappers, or I'll say producers, from like 5 years ago that just aren't around anymore?
There's a lot of them.
A lot of
What are those? Like just
producers only.
Yeah.
Timbaland doesn't. Well, Timbaland does still dabble.
I don't know what he does.
He still dabbles, but like with different artists though.
You know what? Mine has a point. Because Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Remember back in like 2012 to like 2014, she was huge.
But she's still working though.
She's still working?
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
what was her like last? Because the thing is like Metro Boomin, he helped actually like create that sound for Atlanta to make like catapult them to like dominance in rap.
Him and Sunny Digital, but
correct.
Metro.
Sunny Digital was in that round.
Yeah.
So that's another guy.
That's it. He kind of disappeared a little bit.
He disappeared a little bit, but then do you see the possibility of him making a reemergence or something like that?
Easy.
Or do you even see somebody like a Metro Boomin still being relevant?
Absolutely.
How do you see that?
Because it's easy. It's easy. Sounds haven't changed that much.
You know what I don't like? The
Things haven't
producers.
changed that much.
Not to cut you off. I feel like the producers now don't fight to
Create a new sound?
or like a particular sound for this one song. I want this one song. Like I feel like the Baby, who does his beats? The oh Lord, Jesse dropped another one. It's not Jesse, it's someone. But even though a lot of even his songs kind of sound the same after a while,
They all sound the same.
but just those songs, the fact that it wasn't like a dreary.
But no, that's
Like
easy.
you-
But that's
you
easy
know
to
it's
say.
Justice League beat.
No,
Right,
but
yeah,
but look,
yeah.
Justice League. I
That's
remember-
easy to
I
say.
remember what got me upset about like what album was this? It was I think it was with Blowing Money Fast and then 9/11 or something like that. It was
Yeah.
one album that
Yes.
like two of those beats
Yes.
were exactly the
Yes.
same.
Rick Ross
So
went
what?
crazy.
So what?
Rick Ross went crazy.
So the fuck what?
Rose went crazy.
I was like, not even he went crazy. It was just like
Y'all
yo,
niggas not booby
who gave
gang.
them shit to?
Y'all not booby
I was
gang.
like, yo, who sold him those? And he was just like, alright.
Yeah.
Y'all not booby
Like
gang.
y'all just like y'all come
Because it's a vibe.
on the same album though.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
I think they played back to back too.
It's the same thing with the song with Lil Wayne and Rick
John.
Ross. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
a
my
vibe.
God.
Those John and what was the other one?
John
Eight
and
Ball.
yes, bitch. MJG,
Yeah,
bitch. I got 8 balls. Yes,
So what? You was fucking with it.
I was
though.
fucking with it.
But you know what's so
I was
funny?
fucking
When
with
I
it.
listen to that song, I'm like, well, I gotta go play John now.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I got
I gotta go play John.
See how that-
I
2
need
for
to-
1.
I gotta listen to Lil Wayne.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the magic
2
of
for
it
1
because
price.
it's like a continuation.
True, that's true.
It's a vibe. That's
vibe.
what it means to be a vibe. Because you ever listen to one song and you be like, I want to hear another one that sounds like it.
Well,
I
Nas,
got you
Nas
covered.
did it with Thieves Theme.
Oh.
And you know
Hip-hop
this,
is dead.
and hip hop is dead. When Vlad went over that, I was like, oh,
I don't
the
know.
same.
Yeah,
And I love Thieves
yeah.
Theme.
I love it too.
I was like, wow,
Literally
we
the
really
next
did
album.
that.
The next album.
The next album.
The next album.
Why
Same-
not?
It's just slightly slowed down.
No, it sounds like these things. Nah.
I think he
Why
said
not?
Nas said he doesn't really care. Like,
Nobody
do
really
it.
care. I like that shit.
He sped it up a little bit and then kept the doom.
dun, dun, dun,
But
dun,
it's
dun,
mad-
dun,
it's
dun,
mad
Make
dun,
it
rap-
more natural to like La Vida, whatever.
Okay,
that.
the
There's
sample.
a lot of rappers who do that though. Like for me, that doesn't bother me if it's a vibe. But like
It's true.
somebody like Pop Smoke, they put a meme up that said Pop Smoke asked, he was like, yo, you got that beat you did last time? And the producer was like, yeah, throw that shit on. I was crying.
You said that?
Yeah, but it was a meme. But with Pop Smoke, like he's a offender of like,
I love Pop Smoke.
I do love him. But he's an offender of using the same
I don't care.
fucking beat.
I'm new.
But this is
I'm
but this
new,
is-
and I gotta make this money.
So this is what I'm saying. Like it's just a vibe, and
Yeah.
you know you gonna win with this vibe.
Cause
You see him sticking around for a while.
yes,
he can if he wants to.
if he wants to,
wants to.
he's
If he
literally
wants
50. He's fit. All the new,
No, he's not.
all the.
Don't do that.
Let me
Stop.
finish.
Let him finish his statement.
All
can't.
the new New York rappers, I'm lying. 2 of the biggest New York rappers.
Casanova.
Yes, he's 50 Cent's baby. Troy Ave is 50 Cent's baby.
I don't
Pop
know.
Smoke is 50 Cent's baby. Yeah, I know, right? But Pop Smoke is 50 and Future clap together, like smash them together, and that's Pop Smoke.
Nah.
Why don't you agree with that, Donald?
Because I don't see the correlation between him and 50. That's like a lazy.
He's 50's baby.
How? Troy Ave, I get it. Troy Ave literally.
Casanova too is 50's baby.
No way. They don't. No, I don't see that. How?
All right, I'm lying. Not Casanova.
Like any
Troy
of
Ave
them.
50's baby.
Only Troy Ave, but that's known. But anybody else, no. Pop Smoke is Pop Smoke. If Pop Smoke wants to be great, all he gotta do is do the same shit he did with Travis Scott. Do those, keep his raw core audience, and then to break out, tap a Travis Scott, tap a fucking Sheck West, tap a Quavo, tap a Offset, and then
you know what?
do that back and forth, and he will be. He will just manage to take over everything. He needs to do a song with Young Thug. He needs to just tend to his core on his albums, and then on the features and do different projects and go on tours with these cats. Like Gotti, that was the best look he got ever.
Even just take a step back, because I mean, we spoke about this before, but someone like Travis Scott.
Yes, sir.
I feel like, this is me personally speaking, his new projects really don't intrigue me, because it's like it's more of the same.
Yeah.
And he doesn't change his sound. Is there an issue with that? In your opinion, and then I want to hear from Kyle.
So with Travis Scott, right? So I think everyone here is a original Travis Scott fan, like Al Farrow, even before that, like that whole XX shit.
Yes.
And we went to all the rodeo shit, all that. Days, all that. Once we got to Birds, you saw.
Just the next one.
No, Birds is fire.
I know.
But after Birds, it was just like, yo, this is. You do your little drag that hook. You do your little drag that hook. You rap for like maybe 10 seconds. The production is cool. And I can enjoy any Travis Scott album, but I think the music is not the problem. We're just frustrated that it got stagnant. So Al Farrow compared to,
I feel like sometimes it's unfair to say that to like an artist, because I think because
man, fuck him.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm spoiled because like I look at Kanye. And not everyone could be Kanye, but like literally.
Bro.
Every Kanye album
is different. But Travis Scott was doing. Look.
He gave you College Dropout, and he's like, I'm gonna give you a live orchestra. I'm gonna give you this like big.
You don't even gotta be. You don't even gotta be Kanye, because Travis Scott had Al Farrow, heavy drums, boom, 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 boom. Then you had Days, which was like the beautiful medium of like.
It was a medium.
Great moments, rapping. Heavy drums, melody, and then you had Rodeo, which was more melody but still high moments. And then you
skipped Birds.
Nah, Birds is after.
Birds is
like after Rodeo.
Where'd you went? You went from Rodeo.
I went Al Farrow.
Oh, okay. I'm
Days,
sorry. Excuse me.
Rodeo.
I'm sorry.
So just mind your business sometimes. and then Rodeo, you had fucking Pharrell and all that shit. So it was a little more melodical. And then Birds, you was like, oh. He nailed his formula. Once he hit Antidote and the success he had with Antidote, he was like, that's it. That's it. I want that money. And I ain't mad at him, get your money, but it's just like, I'm not gonna buy your tickets anymore. I'm not coming to your shows. This is bullshit.
Yo, alright.
That should get you frustrated, because on Days, it was like, Mamacita and all. Like, it was Zombies Backyard, Basement Freestyle, Sloppy Toppy. Like, Travis Scott was really fixing niggas on that shit. Even on Rodeo. Like, I listened to Rodeo all the way to Japan, back and forth. That was the only song I had on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So it was just like, dude, you was doing so great, and then you just found a formula that worked for you and never let go of it. And you're so successful now that you could actually experiment.
You know who actually go.
Well, no, I mean, I was gonna say it's a small thing. I think he will on his next album.
He's a fucking.
He's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done. not done as like a rapper. Like people are, as long as people are still buying his album, he's still going platinum. Like get your money. I always say get your money, black man. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna take part of it.
Take part of it.
I'm like I'm out. Like when like
I'm not an Ember no more.
I remember I used to love like Wiz Khalifa. Once he dropped
Yup.
like his first album, I was like, all right, black man, peace
Same.
out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, have fun.
Left him right there.
Yeah.
Same
Like,
thing with Chance the Rapper. Left him
Chance
right
Rap,
at Acid
after
Rap.
Acid Rap.
I was
like,
never
all
a
right,
I left
man,
him right
I'll
there.
see you later. Thank you. You
Y'all
gave
niggas
me
is
a wonderful
making
year.
like fuck y'all
Bless you.
niggas.
Yeah.
The only person I'm like one person I'm still rocking with, I want to bring up as well. Like Tyler, I feel like still experiments.
Love it.
You may not have liked Igor like that.
Who said I didn't like Igor?
Yeah, I felt like you didn't like
Bobby,
Igor. I felt like
This
you
is
didn't like
what
Igor.
I hate.
Because you
y'all
don't be
niggas.
in like the conversation.
Just because I don't.
Me and Mario be
You see,
sharing moments.
This is how
We be
I
sharing
know y'all
moments.
brains is, y'all brains is small because if I don't voice my opinion, you make it for me. Your brain is small.
Nah, yo, we mentioned Igor to you in you're like
I
you
won't
wouldn't
say
love this
anything.
much. It's like
Bad,
tight,
bad
man.
music.
Yeah, like whatever.
You can't feel my
I'ma love
opinion.
this. I'ma love this album with Mario because this is my only person.
All right, so don't fill in the void because I didn't say anything.
You didn't share enough interest on it.
He ain't like it.
You didn't like
He
it.
ain't like it.
You didn't like it. That was and me and
Hold
Mario.
on, actually, I want to listen. Like, what did you think was better, Flower Boy or Igor? Then
That's the top of the time.
that's top of the time.
That's the top of the time.
Top of the hour.
Igor
Top
is
of the hour.
the top of the hour. Igor.
Igor is better than Flower Boy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hold on. Woo shit. Flower Boy's my shit.
I don't. Flower Boy got maybe four songs that slap on it, like go crazy on
You
it.
can't compare. That's like comparing
Yes, you can.
Graduation to 808s for me.
I
It's
could do
like
it. I could do
damn.
Oh, you can compare the two.
I love both.
You can compare 808s to.
You can't
Yeah,
compare like come
That's-
on.
that's pretty weird.
That's
This is not a
weird.
different. They're not, it's not. It's really not.
You can't compare.
It's really
Kanye's
not.
not
It's
even
literally-
rapping.
It's literally us.
He's not even rapping on 808s like that
Okay.
to even compare.
That's
I
wild.
just told you.
That's
I can't.
wild. Like, dude.
You guys don't make the fucking rules.
So even with that,
Don't
how do you
make the
feel
fucking
like
rules.
Tyler's progressing then?
I love it. I'm actually shocked that he got this far. Because for the longest, I was like,
I'm not shocked.
he might not. No, I thought for. I was like, he might not ever get the. I was like, he might not ever get recognized from like the mainstream. Because he was like,
The
you're rapping
moment-
about like, but the stuff that he was rapping about, like kidnapping chicks.
can see
and-
that.
Eminem did that.
No, but you gotta see.
True, but Eminem was more popular. He was more pop oriented.
And it was 90s, so like when
You're
Eminem
right.
was talking about that, it was like so crazy and polarizing. When
Exactly.
Tyler was talking about it, it was still like kind of underground, and everyone was just like, the internet's out. We've
First
seen
of all,
beheadings already.
he
Like,
was
we don't
right.
care
He
about
was
it.
he was bro.
one of the faces of the internet.
He was in the wake of Kanye West. He was in the wake of J. Cole.
Yeah, all these polished acts.
So it
and
was
here
right.
comes this nigga eating a roach. Of course he was gonna be successful.
Minus that though, his albums. I would have never guessed that he would have had one best. He would have had. I would never thought that he would have won rap album of the year.
I know he was gonna win an award. I knew
I knew he would win an award, but not rap album of the year.
When he dropped Wolf, it was just like I fucking love you, but I hate
Hate
you.
you.
Like, that song to
Wolf
me.
That was
is
the beginning.
one of
That was
my
the beginning.
favorite-
Yeah. same.
Once he dropped
That's my
Wolf,
favorite album.
I
Same,
knew
same.
he was going to be
That's
great.
what I was saying. So to me, it was just. But then I didn't really like Cherry Bomb too much.
I
like Cherry
love
Bomb.
I liked
Cherry
it.
Bomb.
I liked it.
It wasn't
Love
Wolf
Cherry Bomb.
It wasn't Wolf.
It wasn't Wolf
I
to me.
agree.
And
Cherry Bomb was nerd.
I agree. Yes.
Correct.
His
Nerds.
whole everything is.
Two-seater. Oh, my two-seater was cinnamon wings. Too fucking
One,
young.
two,
Cherry,
Wow,
like
wow.
nigga,
Dark
exactly.
Dark skin, what was this?
Yeah,
Dark skin Keisha or something like that.
exactly.
Boy,
No, Cherry Bomb is nerd and it hits. Like it hits. Wolf and Cherry Bomb are my favorite albums from him.
Mine is Wolf and mine is Igor.
I only like Flower Boy for literally 3 songs,
I love that.
and it's with Frank Ocean.
You know what? So I wanted to talk about Frank Ocean as well and ask you your opinion, but then I want to move over to like close.
Only gonna be great stuff. I'm
But
gonna say.
like Frank Ocean,
Facts.
do you think he found his sound on Blonde, or do you think he's gonna transform on his next album?
I think Blonde is who he is forever now.
That's it.
That's it.
So you think the next song that he comes out, the next album, like art piece he comes out is gonna be like Blonde? Or in that same vein?
Absolutely.
Or do you think he's gonna extend that?
Absolutely, because with the singles that we've gotten, which are fucking fire. Look into the camera. You don't have to. You gotta relax.
Yo, I want Frank Ocean. If you're watching this, I need you.
You made us niggas gay.
Yo,
Nah.
his best verses are his most gayest ones.
Yeah.
His best verses are his gayest ones.
And look at that boy.
Yeah, look at. First of all, you don't look at me. You look at your lips and look at me.
Don't you lick them lips and look at that boy.
That boy is his best verses are his gayest ones. Like what? My boy pretty like a girl. No, it wasn't like a girl.
My boy's pretty like a girl.
It was like a girl.
And he got 5
Stories to tell. See on both sides like Chanel. I wait for it. I want before I used to cringe.
You yell it.
I do yell it. Before I used to cringe, like I was gonna say it again. Then I'm like, shit.
I never cringe,
That's
honestly.
bars.
Because for me, he does it so subtly that it's just.
It's
like,
not subtle.
don't have to be
It's
subtle.
not
It is
subtle.
subtle.
It's not subtle.
When you
It's
heard-
not
no.
subtle.
On
I don't.
Chanel?
I don't.
On Chanel?
I don't.
No,
What he
on
said?
Chanel, real quick,
I
on
don't
Chanel,
cut
that
those
was
no more.
subtle.
Huh? On Chanel?
On Chanel. My boy pretty like a girl, and he got. I didn't
By the
realize
third listen,
I
I
was
was like,
gay
oh.
until.
I
didn't really-
man's enough.
I was like, oh, so I'm gay. Because I like this shit a lot.
I love it. Continue it. But
But-
he needs to drop a rap album though.
Absolutely.
He needs to drop a rap album.
I don't even think he needs a rap
Not a
album.
rap album, but an album where he's
But
rapping a little bit more.
I think with these 2 singles that he just dropped, DHL and then In My Room, he's nailed what I would like to hear from him forever.
Pause real quick. Let's say in like 2004, I would have told you would have loved for an artist your favorite bar.
First of all, you're putting words into my mouth.
Huh?
I don't know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
One of your favorite bars would be a man saying, "Boy, toy suck me like a."
That's
Hoover,
not my
like a
favorite line.
Hoover."
That's not my favorite line.
I know it is. You don't want to say it on camera because you still got that.
No.
You still
It's
got
just
that.
not like
you still
that.
got that.
Jason, like,
Oh boy, toy suck me like a Hoover,
Matt.
like a Hoover. That's how you did know Mario. That's how you did to that.
He was at the prep concert. He was at the prep private show.
yes, you take it.
Yo,
Don't do
boy.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But that's how you gotta dance to it though. It's like you gotta feel it. Dark living room. Boy, toy suck
That's
me like a.
but that's not
Hoover,
my.
like
That's
a-
literally not
that's-
my favorite line.
Of
from the
last
song.
year, that's one of your favorites. That was one of your favorite verses.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That's aggressive.
All right, man.
It was
Anywho,
All right.
Did you ever see
anywho,
Joe
Alright,
Budden was reading that shit? He read the whole shit like 3 times. Boy, toy suck me like a Hoover, like a
Hoover.
Oh, damn, he got bars.
nah, that's
That's a bar. That's a bar.
That's some gay bars.
That's a
Ride me
bar.
Like a Uber, like a
Hoover,
Uber.
like a Hoover.
He made dick sound good.
You see?
See? Don't be mad when
see?
you come into your job like, yo, I heard your podcast.
I'm be like,
That
yo,
was good.
respect me, bro.
Oh man.
But no,
You
I think
so. This is his sound.
this is
like,
his sound.
This is his sound.
This is his sound. He
But
nailed
you know what's crazy? I like that he kind of like forced the fact that he doesn't have to make a structured song for you guys, for people to like it. Like he doesn't have to make a. What was his single from Orange?
Oh, Orange. Think
it.
about you.
Novocaine.
Think
Think
about
about you.
Right, those are like structured songs.
Yeah.
And then Nike's is like oh
Yeah, he could.
that's
he
not
could
like
send it
your
off.
that's not like your traditional single.
Yeah,
you know?
he's nasty with it.
He
He's
doesn't
nasty
have
with
to.
it.
I mean, someone like him that doesn't need to drop singles before he drops.
He's probably the best artist right now. He's definitely one of my favorite artists right now.
I look forward to when he drops an album.
I think he
And what's so crazy? Like,
And he
not-
cornered-
just
he
to speak-
cornered the
just to
market.
speak- Just to
Cornered the
speak from
market.
like my perspective is like growing up in like as a black man and being in the hood. I never thought in a million years that I'll be like, yo, this gay singer, even if he speaks like that, I'm gonna be down with it. Then like he came out as like bisexual or gay or whatever.
Whatever.
Orange was out. I was like, nah, this is fire. Though.
This is fire.
He gave me
But
Channel Orange, and he gave me Nostalgia Ultra.
Social, yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I think
and
one
Tyler,
thing you...
since Tyler didn't own it, I was always just like,
Yo, Tyler,
I don't get it. Like, when
yeah,
is he gonna actually just
right?
come
Just
out? Then he finally came out. It's just like, yo, you could have came out mad long ago, bro.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like.
Oh, that's a different story.
Different story.
That's a
different story. It was more a part of like Frank Ocean's like journey.
Yeah,
right.
that's Frank's journey. That's Tyler's journey.
Yeah.
I think, but one thing for me, like when I view Frank Ocean, I never view him as a gay artist or anything like that.
No,
like
you don't.
yeah.
it's just good shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit.
You know what's
and
crazy?
He just happens to be gay. So,
But then when you listen, can you listen to Brockhampton like that then?
Nah,
nah, I can't.
Yo, I just got back.
funny, though.
He was like, I just got back from sucking my man's dick. I was like,
He's not subtle with it though.
But what was crazy that
It's hilarious. That song was so fire.
he
though.
killed that song after that. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
yo, what did you do to me?
He raped you.
Like,
He did.
dude.
But for me, like when I used to, so like my first favorite artist was Elton John. So like when he used to like,
It's different though. He's white.
I get you're right.
You know what I'm
to-
saying?
To a degree.
It's
but
so
I was
different.
still listening to music where it was just like interjections of homosexuality.
Okay.
And for me, it was just like, this is good. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, so with Frank, it was like, all right. Like the first go around was like, oh, Forrest Gump, what we doing? Copy. I fucking love this shit though. So we on it. And then from there it was just like you wilding on me? All right, cool.
Yeah.
But
Forrest Gump, I was still like off put by it. I was still like, dang, son.
Yeah. And then after that, it was like,
this is a great song.
give me that
Yeah,
shit.
it's a good. Yeah.
Give me that shit. Give me, nigga, talk about boys a whole song if you want. This is great.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
it's
This
good.
is great. I'll sing it in
Just give me
public.
something, please.
Just give me something.
You know what's crazy though? He describes men like how men describe women.
Nah, I think he describes men better than women. Like, nah, real shit. Like,
I never heard a dude say "suck me like a Hoover."
Like when-
Like a
Hoover.
Hoover.
like when he be
Yeah.
talking about,
So relevant.
That's very. That's so relevant.
So relevant.
when Frank Ocean be talking about niggas, I be like, damn, son, that shit sound a little popping over there.
Now you see.
Over there?
What y'all doing over there?
You see.
What y'all freaky ass niggas doing over there?
Come join us.
No thanks. But it look, y'all got it going on. Y'all got it going on. I fuck with y'all niggas.
Yo.
I see what's going down over there.
But no funny. Like with me, I feel like Frank Ocean sits in the same seat that Kanye West and Pharrell once sat, where it's like they're gonna drop some really really dope shit, no matter what, no matter how long you wait. Like nowadays, I don't really.
Nah, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, like nowadays, like A$AP Rocky could have been in that seat. If I don't really anticipate Rocky's next.
So sad.
Let's not
album.
do that.
But no, I don't really anticipate Rocky's next album as I thought I would back in 2012.
No, he gotta retire.
All right, see, we're not gonna. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. First of all, no, you can't say that because he dropped one album that you were just like, I don't know.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good
The
point.
album
That's a good point.
Album, you said it was a
That's a good
bad.
point.
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Exactly. No, because
That's a good
he killed
point.
all of our favorite artists.
Right?
Like,
No, this is true.
Was I ever wrong?
This is true.
I'm not saying.
Have I been wrong? Yes or no?
No.
Have I been wrong?
But you had a criteria for it.
Have I been
Right.
wrong?
Just like Blank Face wasn't bad. He dropped. What did he drop?
Bro, do you know the anticipation for this A$AP Rocky album, the last one that dropped? Crazy anticipation.
It was.
You just came off a lukewarm sophomore album, and then you drop a disappointing junior
Yeah.
that you promoted for eons and eons,
But if he hit
and then you drop that,
if he
and then
hits-
you just go make some what you made some Dadas.
Okay. See?
You want to make some Dada shoes?
See? See, no more drinks for me.
Like, and then you want to get locked up for fucking beating up? Man, come on, bro.
Design the outfit.
Like, you gotta retire. You looking crazy out here,
No,
and
but
I
wait,
love
wait,
A$AP
wait.
Rocky.
To A$AP's defense, though, he's had someone pass away before both of his albums.
as a selfish fan, I'm just saying.
Fair. All right.
As
fair.
a selfish fan,
Oh, now he's walking back.
I think.
And he's walking back.
Nah,
Right?
legit. I think he should just focus on what he really wants to do. He needs to admit it to himself. Like he just wants. I think he literally wants to just create outside of music. I think he likes music.
That's so early.
But
though.
I think
So early in the
he's
game.
no, because a lot of things that I noticed in this generation, we bully people into doing what they don't want to do.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't really want to make music as much, and this is I don't know, but from what I can see, he doesn't really want to make music as much as he wants to deal with fashion or deal with images or deal with short films.
I literally think he.
I think he would rather.
Yeah.
I think he
He
would.
likes to disrupt because, like, when he came out,
I think he'd
he
rather
was
make a
like,
movie.
He's like, I'm a Harlem dude. I have this like Houston like swag and shit like that. He lost that after the fact.
After a while, yeah.
But
yeah.
it was, to me, I was just like, he wanted to kind of just disrupt.
Disrupt.
He likes just doing things that are like counter to what everyone else is doing. Music now is like he's probably like, you know, it's saturated. Y'all can have.
Nah, he
music.
just can't see where he could fit.
That's where. But it doesn't make any sense because he's been since he dropped. He's had such a habitat for an artist like him. Where it
But he
makes no
can
sense.
easily claim his slot easily
Easily.
because he showed. So when we went to his second tour for the second album, we witnessed how
Oh man, that was amazing.
there was still a home for him in New York rap.
New York
like
rap,
he
yep.
it was just like, oh, this is
Hard.
This is New York.
He's a great performer, by the way.
He's a great performer.
Great performer.
He made a solid body of work, and he made his own sound. Like he didn't. It was different.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could actually listen to something different other than South music.
Oh yeah.
With him during that second album time. But with that being said, I just don't think he's really that interested in music as a career. It still may be a passion of his.
So
You may look at it as like below him.
No,
I don't think so.
So like sometimes
I don't think so.
I think he looks at it like one of those dudes like, yo, don't call me a rapper.
No,
Nah.
Travis Scott is more so like that.
No, Travis is like that.
Travis Scott is more so like that. ASAP
A$AP
likes
rap.
he loves rap.
He
loves
just
rap.
likes it like a hobby.
Nah, he loves rap.
No, he loves it like
But
a hobby. Like it's I would do this no matter what. I just don't really care to do it right now as the career thing. I'd rather be filming or taking pictures. In my opinion.
I thought the whole ASAP mob, what they were gonna do as an entire group.
We're not even gonna get into that.
Okay.
Well, listen,
fucking
wait.
spent Too much time on these ASAP.
Yeah.
I know, but hold on. But let me end it on this. I thought that they were going to literally elaborate off of what clips opened up, where it's like you come from the streets, but you could still cross over and like speak to like
That would have been
the
amazing.
hipster crowd. I thought they was going to further elaborate on that because Pusha exists. He's one of the only few rappers who exists in that realm.
They could have
along with like
they could have murdered that crowd.
Raekwon, Pusha.
That's it.
That's about it.
And Ghostface and all that.
Ghostface, like
early 90s.
speak to like street, like the realest street dudes, and like still talk to like the most, the hipster crowd. They can still do a fool's gold, mass appeal, yeah, all that. I thought Rocky was going to really dominate that realm, but he kind of did what he did,
Okay.
at least in my opinion.
So then you guys are talking about.
We love you, Rocky.
So you guys are talking about how he
Fuck
wants to
y'all
do like
niggas.
fashion
Right.
and other things. What do you think about like brands today? Like, I know one of the brands that they always talk about is like the Donda alumni and stuff like that. Like, what do you think about a cold wall? Do you see that being something that's gonna be like a staple? Do you see it like falling off, or what are you guys actually seeing?
Too early.
Too early to tell.
Yeah, too early. I think it's too early for like most brands. I think it's even too early to say what Off-White might become in this new in the 2020s.
But then again,
Yeah.
let's look at this,
Oh, yeah.
right? With brands falling off or whatever, you gotta look at. For me, it's just like, what is falling off, and who decides it.
Aniche fell off.
Okay.
But then again,
Fell off.
Aniche still has a store in Korea
Yeah, it's
and still makes sales. It's not as popular in America as it was back in the day. But who are you?
Did Hood by Air fall off?
Hood by Air is done.
It's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? Brands fall off. The creative directors kind of like supersede it.
And I'm not saying brands don't fall up, but I'm just saying who dictates that because like for me like
Fubu and say
but it's done.
Fubu's kind of done now.
Yeah, but like
Fuji's
with Off-White, right? For me, the way I view it, it's not gonna be around for long.
What does that mean?
Meaning
why? What's your assessment of that?
First of all, I don't know why anyone would wear Off-White. That's freaky to me.
Why not?
Because it looks corny.
Freaky.
That's like I'm sorry, but like, and I love Virgil now.
No,
but it looks corny. Like,
I'll opine on that because I know
you want to wear
like
Off-White?
Huh?
You like Off-White?
Yeah, he does like
Nah,
Off-White.
I don't like Off-White. I don't know how you thought I liked Off-White.
Because
like Virgil.
Don't you have the jacket?
I don't have nothing Off-White.
That's Off-White.
This is engineered garments.
This sweater is Off-White.
This is engineered
right?
garments.
He does have the belt.
I don't have
And the bag.
Off-White belt. Nope.
You freaky
Nope.
nigga.
Nope. But my thing with Off-White is I share your sentiments, except the fact that he's the first. I think he's breaking he's breaking new ground as a black owned, or as a black designer, where it's just like I kind of hold my tongue when it comes to like speaking on it in certain ways, because I want to see.
I can respect that.
I want to
But
see the max
But
as
I
to
feel
where
like-
he can
but
take
I
things.
feel like Kanye's doing that though.
Well, he is of that lineage, though. He is of the whole like.
But I'm saying, like, I know he's not working for a fashion house, but Kanye was like, I can't get in my own fashion house, but he's literally took over.
Kanye never made anything cheesy though.
True.
Correct.
True.
Off-White is for cornballs.
I don't
in
think
my eyes.
I don't think but I disagree. I don't think Off-White is cheesy though.
That shit is cheesy,
you know
bro.
what's cheesy?
Off-White.
I don't even say what's cheesy, but
That's aggressive.
yeah, I don't think it's cheesy.
Nah, man.
I don't like the
Just
design.
saying
I just
about
don't like.
Virgil, I'm like, I look at Kanye shit and I'm just like, literally.
Yeah, but Virgil,
Kanye's operating at a level so high based off of his name alone.
right?
Like Virgil, Off-White, blah blah blah. Like we could look at Off-White and be like, what, that's corny or whatever. I'm not gonna wear that. But then the fact that everyone's wearing Yeezy sneakers and everyone, like, you can still look at his clothing and people are
For
still.
sure.
I don't even see people wear Off-White except for the losers.
Guys,
He's a
You're a
savage.
lot.
This guy's a
you're
savage.
like a lot. You're a
This
lot.
guy-
Y'all be wearing Off-White
This guy's a
Stop.
savage.
Alright,
He's a savage. This is just.
You're a lot.
He's
You're a
just
lot.
digging
with
up
your
dirt.
new babe.
Hold on, but
Yo, alright, see, that's an issue.
that's it. Yeah, this
I don't like the
guy
babe-
is savage.
I don't like the babe talk.
Listen,
I don't like people wearing babe at all.
my thing with Off-White, I think he's just like HBA, where it's like the creative director is more interesting than the brand itself. I think that's been happening a lot. Actually.
And HBA, as popular as that was, the moment I saw that, I was like, I'm not wearing this shit. This shit is garbage.
yeah, but that's just
But this is the thing that I always talk about. I'm like, yo, timeless.
you
What is
gotta
timeless?
be able to know
What is
what
timeless?
garbage
You
is.
want your closet to be timeless.
I think Noah is gonna
You
be
don't want to
around.
buy some shit that's gonna be like, I'm gonna look at this in like next year and be like, I don't want this.
I don't want this. Listen,
Honestly, like you.
Devil's advocate, and I don't play devil's advocate.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. That's this guy. I don't. I typically just stick to my guns. I'm timeless because I'm boring, and I like shit
But
that's.
you're not boring.
And I'm not boring.
And no one will tell you that you're boring.
You're right.
So
I'll take
stop,
that back.
Stop depreciating
But my
yourself so you can be suckage.
my oh wow, my taste is typically connected to things that are long before me. So even if it's like, I don't know, a trucker jacket, right? That's been around
Timeless.
forever.
Timeless.
Even if it has a new design, it's still going to be timeless, as opposed to whatever is of the times.
An off-white
Now, with
t-shirt with the fucking logo on the back.
that being said, when you do look at things that are of the times, they do capture a moment. So there are some Kanye things that, like the shade glasses that he did, that when he did it, I was like, you're a fucking cornball. You're a loser. I knew he was a loser when he did it. I knew he was a loser when he had the
not a
fucking mullet.
loser.
Shut
You
your
just
mouth
didn't like
when a
it.
pimp is talking.
You didn't like it, like loser.
Because
Kanye
that's
was a
loser shit. That's loser
He was a
shit.
loser. He was a
Bro!
loser.
Bro!
Oh, like he was a loser.
Yeah, he was a loser for that shit.
That's nuts. You didn't like it. Or
freaky,
you
bro.
seen how corny it could be in the future.
No, I saw it corny then. Listen, what y'all freaky too. When Kanye had the fucking the shade glasses, the no sleeve denim jacket with the fucking pins, everybody who did that, I was like, y'all freaky. Y'all on your own with this.
Nah,
y'all gonna look back at this.
That's what Joe Budden will wear, though.
Y'all some sickos. Like, why are you wearing
Sultan.
like you sultan of like why do you have shade glasses? But it was a moment, and when you look at those images of Kanye in that moment, it's iconic. So I think trends and things of the moment play.
Wait. It's iconic for Kanye, but for everyone else to follow that, it's just like you guys are just hopping on some shit.
Well, yeah, but
you're hopping on some shit that you just saw.
But that happens though. That happens.
Yeah, that's true.
The '80s was what that was, and it was
I think to what he's
it
saying,
plays
that's like
a role.
Yeah, that's like literally wearing a Thriller leather.
Yeah, like
what are you
like
doing?
that's flames. Like
yeah,
that's fire. Eddie Murphy,
there
that
are
was the
people who
shit.
weren't wearing that shit, though.
Yeah, but the
Like,
people who
there
were
people
wearing
at
it,
that time were like, yo, that's wild. That's a wild.
yes,
that's a wild
but the people
Yeah.
who did wear it and
that's not
no,
gonna,
listen,
that's not gonna last.
That's
the
gonna
people
last.
who did wear it and pull it off, that was a moment for them. Yeah, I was on this, I was on that, I was on this, I was on that.
Eddie Murphy in fucking what movie was it? It was
Yes, I remember.
He saw two people walking
walking
down the
by
street
and laughed at
wearing
them.
that. He's like,
Yes.
Why did he
Yes.
laugh at them?
Yes.
Because they were
"That shit was
Caucasian.
corny."
No, because they
That
were
was corny.
no, because they were
What are you
Caucasian.
doing wearing
He
that?
wore that on Raw.
Nah.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
He wore that on Raw. He wore that on Raw.
did.
Yes.
He did. But he looked at it like,
No, because they were not of the culture. That's why he laughed at them.
I don't think so.
Watch the movie
It was
again.
just so weird. Like, you wearing that
No.
They were two
Yes.
white
in the street.
guys,
No,
right?
but it was like you're wearing that in the street.
In the street.
No.
I'm a little bit between. Yeah.
Wearing that in the street.
I think it was
Like, I
more.
looked at it like, I knew he wore
No,
that.
because Eddie Murphy wore that outside. The leather tuxedos were the thing. If you had money, I'm telling you, watch the movie again. We'll play it. But the point I'm making is, while I am a timeless guy and I like things that are timeless, trends play a role and things of the moment play a role to defining a moment. So while I do look at certain things, I'll be like, yo, never me. I do understand its role in the culture.
So you don't think? So hence, you say that you don't think a brand like Off-White is going to be here in the next how much years?
Man, it's not here for me now.
Well,
But
For you, but
let's take
beyond
a step
you.
back, though, 'cause I actually want you guys to answer this because I don't know right off the top of my head. What brand has been here for 10 years other than like a Ralph Lauren or something like that, and is still like?
That's a good
relevant?
point. I don't think any brand.
Supreme.
Huh?
Supreme is
What are we talking about?
so established. He said what brand? You said what brand started 10 years ago? That's still here.
It was
That's
just
not
around
what
10
you
years
said.
ago. That was like fire 10 years ago, and it's still.
Yeah.
So I just answered that.
What?
Supreme.
What else?
Supreme has been around longer for 10 years though.
What
You
else?
said 10 years ago. That's the answer to his question.
what else?
Your question is
What brand? Let's say other than
You're
Supreme.
not listening.
What brand that was around 10 years ago that was like the brand?
I can name
A bunch.
a whole bunch of stuff.
And
I
that's
think
nuts to
I
say.
think you should like narrow it down. Like
Say what?
brand started in the within this past decade that is still hot
Let's do that. Then.
right now.
Let's say that.
So shit, I gotta really think about that.
You should do it in reverse because you know what brands fell off, like Hundreds,
No,
10B.
I want to do that.
etc.
I don't care about the ones that fell off. A lot of them fall off.
Yeah.
Who actually survived that?
Who started 10 years ago and still is here?
Correct.
Shit, I don't fucking know. This is never that.
Human made.
Human made.
Human
What year
made.
was that?
Human made 2013. 20 yeah.
Early part of the decade.
Human made. But then
And it's still picking up steam.
But there's
Still picking up
there's
steam.
literally a lot of
Yeah.
brands that started and are still around. Like that's not even a that question. Yeah, I think the for me, like, the most important thing is to look at the 80s. You look at the 80s, you understand everything.
that is the worst
It was a bad
fashion
time.
decade.
It was bad, and then the music. I love.
If you wanna
want
understand anything-
music was like This is the formula.
Yes.
But this is the argument. Look, but this is the argument. So all the old heads or people who grow to be old heads or all the stubborn people who are like, oh, music is this now or fashion is this now, this whatever. Look at the 80s. Look at the 80s. It was the first reflective era where it's just like, all right, we're doing what they did in the 50s. We're doing what they did in the 50s. We're greasing it up, and we're copying everyone. Everyone looks the fucking exact same. Everything sounds the exact same. Everything is a machine, and no one has a problem with it.
But there are to me, my argument is more.
We love everything that came from the 80s.
Observation, we love it, but there's like there are outliers in those. Like there are outliers.
But this is what I'm saying.
You can say
nothing changes.
You could say yo, in the 2000s to 2010s to now, it was all the music was sounding like the Metro Boomins and stuff like that, but you were getting etc. like that. But then out of nowhere, you would get a Jay-Z 444 that just stood out.
Stood out.
Okay.
And it was a 40-something-year-old man making that music, and it was this stands above a lot of things.
All right.
On top of that, you can look at a To Pimp a Butterfly. That was this album stands out from anything else that was actually produced. Even his first album, you can also.
But that happens in every decade, though.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to get to. The outliers and then just the people who are just in the mush. I want to know the mush, and then I want to know.
You know what the mush is.
I'm asking you guys to elaborate.
The mush is all the.
Especially the clothes. So what's the mush in clothing from 2010 to 2020? Tell me the mush.
What the mush is?
The mush. I know you can hit the Bentrill.
Yeah.
Talk about the HBA.
HBA.
That whole lineage is
Bentrill.
mush. 10
And why is that though? Because at the end of the day, when they came out, they weren't like anything else.
Yeah, but I think anyone who is, and I don't even want to. Well, dare I say, anyone who has an eye knows that that's a trendy thing, and
Yes.
if you respect
so
yourself enough,
yeah,
you just won't partake in a trend.
Correct. So it's weird because it's nothing was like it.
Yeah.
But then you still knew it was a trend.
Yes.
Elaborate. Talk about that idea.
Because it wasn't.
It's. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's
Yeah.
You can see it
It wasn't connected to any. But like you said,
you can see it's not gonna last.
But this is what doesn't last. So what you said, you've never seen it before. That's why it's not gonna last. It's not tied or woven into the history of clothing.
The Street Fighter Alpha.
Oh my God, that's perfect. But yeah, most trends that are like outliers aren't woven into the history of clothing as we know it.
And I think that goes with everything.
Because you're gonna be wearing a sweater tomorrow, the next day, 10 years from now. You're always gonna wear a crew neck. And smart brands that want you to be wearing their crew neck forever will just do little subtle updates like this.
But will I ever wear a fuzzy crew neck like
Yes, you will. You will. You will. Because fleece has been around forever.
Okay.
So that's how I make my choices when I shop. That's it. Where's the history tied into this garment?
I'm still trying to think of what Mario mentioned, the mush between. I feel like this past decade.
You can identify.
You got.
It's a weird thing that I'm trying to get to the science.
All right.
Of it,
you know what's.
Well, I just gave you the science.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? This past decade, I don't think was for anyone starting in this decade. That makes any sense. I think this past decade was literally a second chance for everyone starting in the early 2000s. Because this past decade, Wisdom got crazy popular. Supreme, like how you said, got even more popular than when it was in the early 2000s.
And they got bought out.
Nepenthes, on this last 3 years of the 2010s, got extremely popular. And they've been around since, the 90s?
And would you say that they have that interwoven into the past as well?
Right.
Absolutely.
So this past decade was a second chance for everyone starting before even this past decade. I think anyone who started a brand within this decade did not last. Because this shit, all the most popular coveted brands were from people who've been doing it who were way vetted. Nigo, everyone. Yoji Yamamoto had Y3 in 2012 ish.
He had it before then though.
With
Adidas and stuff.
Adidas.
Like Adidas
Yeah.
collaborations. I feel like that was even before that.
Even before that, and that got really popular within this past decade. So everyone within this past decade were from vetted people. I feel like we have yet to see from anyone who started in the early, from anyone, and I mean young people or anyone who, if you're old, if this was your first brand and if you started within the 2010s, we might see more of you in the 2020s. You know, I just that's just what I was like trying to like think about. 'Cause I was like, yeah, everyone that I could mention, even Human Made, you can't really count him, maybe his brand, but Human Made has been. I mean, Nigo has been around since the late 80s, early 90s. You could really say, you know, or Visvim, or I could keep.
I mean, but that speaks to the unhealthy culture of clothing because it's hard to make it when you're young. Period.
Is it really? When
Yeah,
Anwar,
but
you have got.
I feel like a lot of people. So this is what I've started noticing nowadays. I feel like same thing what you said.
The only noticeable young person we could point out is a Cold Wall, Samuel.
But
You go point out a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of young.
This is what we always talk about though. It's like who wants it enough?
Yeah.
Like you.
But this is a different. This is a no. But this is a different.
It sounds
I think
terrible,
that
but the fact that Nigo could drop Bape in like early '90s, sell it whatever he did, and then be like, you know, I'm gonna do another clothing brand and still be like, I am a clothing designer. This is what I'm doing. There's some people who might fail at a brand and just be like, you know what, I don't. Maybe I need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
Some people might just do like, let me do. I want to do clothing, but in their mind, it's just like you only want to do clothing because you wear clothing, but it's a different thing to keep creating clothing.
Let me piggyback for what you're saying. Literally, everyone who has dropped all the new quote unquote. I don't think anyone is new except for a Cold Wall.
New as in what?
New as in they don't come from shit.
Fear of God. Was that?
Fear of God is pretty right.
I think he's pretty new.
He's pretty new. And when I say new, I mean I literally not woke up and started a brand, but literally I started a brand without higher up.
I'm sorry. There's actually a couple of new people that are just like the Rude guy.
Yes.
Rugi?
Yeah, him. There's a couple. There's a little documentary short. I don't really like it. I don't like a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for me in this, so this is probably gonna be my final say, and then I'll let you guys.
No, we're gonna move on.
Talk.
We're gonna close out.
But with this whole generation, like our whole age range, I genuinely think that we should all be doing nothing.
Yeah.
I really don't think we need to do anything but beat and travel and eat.
But wait, hence what I said. All the people who's been really popular of the past 10 years have been people who was way older.
And so with that being said, so like remember I called
had
you
experience, right?
I called you
life experience,
not just work experience.
Right.
No, but it doesn't really have much to do with that. But I called you like maybe last month, and I was just like, lately I've just been studying slavery and just like just everything, like just history, and it just makes no sense as to why we feel we need to do so much when everyone before us did so much. I personally, like, I used to be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then, like, I hit a point where, like, maybe 4 years ago, I was like, yo, I'm cool with doing nothing for the rest of my life. And it may sound empty, but it's super fulfilling. Like, people laid, in my eyes, such a great platform for me in every single facet of life to where I can just enjoy. Like, I don't have to make clothes when Human Made exists. Mm-hmm. I don't have to become a chef when fucking
I get it.
Whatchamacallit exists. I don't have to
PF Chang's.
Yeah, like I don't or fucking General Tso's chicken. But I don't have to do anything because so many people already they just gave me so much wealth that I can just spend the rest of my life enjoying what they've made. I think it's an ego thing to feel we have to contribute, quote unquote, contribute to anything. You can simply enjoy.
I think like you can. It's either being a consumer. You're talking about being a consumer.
Yeah.
Even existed, and I think we've always been consumers to begin with. But I also think that.
But I think this generation
also,
should be the max consumers. Like, don't create it all because look at this, right?
Consume, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's more being fulfilled in life to do something that you want to do. Because the thing is,
what do you want to do?
No, because some people just want to. They have like that creative expression, like what you were
but
mentioning as well.
Notice this.
I want to just do something. It doesn't have to be great.
That's fine.
And you
but
have like this ADD
our
where
generation.
I'm gonna do music. I'm gonna do.
But this is what I'm gonna say. Yeah. So our generation, I think we look at history, right, and we're just like, oh, I have to expound on everything, right? So if I want to do photography, I have to be a photographer for this much years. If I want to do clothing, or if I want to make a shirt, I have to make a clothing brand. You can make a shirt and just walk away.
That's what I told you.
You can make remember in the early 2000s, everyone was a blogger, a photographer. Mm-hmm. Then it went to DJ, and then it went to brand designer.
It's still on DJ.
And it's still on DJ. And then it's on curator.
Now it's
on
model.
Party promoter.
Now, yeah.
I'm a model. And now you're just a creator.
Director. And I told you before, like, even me designing those t-shirts.
Yeah.
I just want to design 2 t-shirts.
And just walk away from it.
Even when people are just like, nah, Mar, you got a camera and stuff like that. Yo, you're a photographer. I'm like,
you gotta relax. I don't have to sign up for this. So for me, like when people,
I got a camera just so I can do whatever I need to do. I'm not a
photographer.
People need to understand, just because you're doing it doesn't mean you are.
Yeah, and just because you did it doesn't mean you have to continuously do it. So for me, like when people just like, oh, James, like, what do you do? I'm like, true, I do run a brand with a creative brand with Kyle House and Press to Play, right? But for me, in my head, I'm basically a prostitute.
How much?
Oh.
How much, please?
And the end. Everybody say yes.
You know what's funny? Literally, that's what Andre.
And that's how he met me.
Yeah, that is how I met him.
He paid you?
I did pay him. Andre 3000 in the interview with Rick Rubin literally came to the conclusion. That? Yes, he did. You should watch.
Oh, that's dope.
No,
I'm gonna watch it now.
He said he was like, I just want to do. He wants to like play different instruments just so like he can start at the bottom.
The bottom. That's what
he really just admires going to see like people performing. Like, wow, these guys are at the bottom.
At the most
figure it out.
Shittiest clubs.
Yeah, shittiest.
Because he says that that's where the best work, and I agree. I think that is where the best work comes from. Depending on the artist.
Yeah, this because you can't just throw a general blame. Yeah, there's some trash artists out there.
But to what we all just said, sometimes when you're just living, I think there's the essence that a lot of people are missing out on, just living, the living aspect, just being.
And this generation. Bro, this generation should live the most.
Social media dictates that, like, that you have to be something.
Right.
You have to be something.
Remember, yo,
it's just like,
so
no, you don't.
Real quick.
You don't have to be popular.
So,
and then, but you guys, there's an interview on Hypebeast Radio. And it was with the woman, Aurora James. I told you to listen to it.
Okay.
She said, like, Jeff Staples, like, hey, so what are your plans to get, like, your brand to $1 billion? She's like, $1 billion?
Who the fuck
that sounds stressful. I want if my company's $100 million, I'm fine with
that's
that
lit forever.
I can control that. I'm happy. That's all I need to do. $1 billion, I don't want that. Do you know?
$1 million for one person is okay.
And when I heard that, I was like, everyone needs to hear that because your business does not always have to equate to that. Literally, the way of life that you live today doesn't change that much. From making $10 million a year to $100 billion.
Yes.
Unless you're having a baby every year for the rest of your life,
and you're buying them each yachts.
Right.
You're buying your baby yachts.
Right.
Which they don't fucking need. But real quick, so remember, so me and him would just go around and we would just meet different people, and they would ask me what I do. I'm like, I'm jobless. What does it matter? Mm-hmm. Right? And even when I had a job, I would tell people I don't have a job because I never felt the need to satisfy people's needs from me. Like, oh, I do this. I work at PR. So I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you to know where I work so you could
America is the only place like that, though.
Like, bracket me in something. Like, I'm jobless. Now what do you want to do with
I
me?
always ask that question.
Are you still
to,
gonna
like,
fuck
start
me?
a conversation. Like, oh, you do that? Oh, that's cool. I went to a class to. So what do you do? But some people do that just to like figure out.
I don't
what's
ever
your
do that.
class?
Right.
What is your class?
I don't ever
What
like.
is
I
your
don't
class?
ever ask anyone where they were because one, I genuinely don't care. Two, it's none of my fucking business.
But bro,
But some people depend on where they over-identify with where they work so much
it's
that
nuts.
they need to.
And I
like,
think
know
it's
there's
because-
a lot of finance people like they need to
tell you.
I work at Goldman Sachs.
Yup.
And, in
And
my head,
it's
I'm
a
like,
culture.
I don't care.
And I don't
Yeah.
identify, and I think it's because all of us here, we don't identify with our jobs,
Bro.
So like we never feel like it's a part of the like I just identify with what someone's wearing or what someone's like literally like if you're holding a comic book, we're good off that. Like I don't need anything else
But
from you.
some people go to school just to say where they went to school.
You're freaky.
But you know what? In the given climate, it makes sense. It's like, yo, I pay all this money. I'm going to tell you I went to Harvard every time that I meet someone. I went to
would do
Harvard.
that too.
Hey, how's it going? I went to Harvard.
I went to Harvard too.
Oh, hey!
Summa cum laude. A summa cum. I don't even know what that
Summa cum
fucking means. To be
Yeah,
honest,
that's like-
I'm a dumb,
It's like
dumb,
Latin.
dumb.
No, it's like a
I went to
3.8.
Queensborough Community
Okay.
College.
Graduated like a
3.8?
3 point what?
3.8.
Pretty
I
good.
had a 1
But
point
no,
four.
but it's like, yo, bro, I went back to school. I went to school just so I could learn. Just want to learn. It may sound corny, it may sound cheesy.
It doesn't. It
wanna
sounds
learn.
normal.
Just want to learn. Like, I tell everyone,
No
go
one's
to-
ever, I've
I
never
go to community college.
I've never heard anyone say that though.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
went back to school to learn.
That's what I learned.
That's some freaky ass shit, though.
That is pretty freaky, but like, no, but I'm just saying, like, people are just like,
I
I went back to
appreciate
school
that.
to get a job.
What
And to
fucking
me, I'm just
job?
like, you went to school to get a job.
I can respect that too. I
No,
can
no,
respect
but
that
at the
too.
end of the day, like, a lot of people don't even understand, like, you may not even love that job or like it.
I don't
You
think
might
they. I don't think they care.
Bro, to what
Oh, yeah,
me and him have made, I made money. I made the same amount of money as certain people who've graduated school.
That's a fact.
You probably worked with people who went to school.
Yo,
I did, yeah, right, exactly.
What was that? 2017. We was making 76 a year.
A year.
And now I'm making
Didn't-
nothing.
Didn't even like finish high school. But my thing is, I think people rob themselves of being creatives naturally because it's like they look at school like, all right, once I become a bachelor, I mean, not once I get my bachelor's, that's it. Life's done. You need to be creative.
Facts.
Yeah,
Masters.
right. You need to be a creative in no matter what industry you in. You got to be able to cultivate. Like you're going into other stuff that you didn't go to. Right. You know, I feel like that aspect that's what got America to where America isn't built off of college people. Period.
But also, because America is now built, y'all don't have to do shit. Enjoy this country.
Take that with a grain of salt.
With a grain of salt.
Take that with the grain
I'm
of
not,
salt.
gonna, I'm not gonna tell you if you want to just make a comic book, just make a comic book.
No, if you want to do something, do it.
Do what you want to do.
But by all
But don't
means,
feel pressure to do it.
you don't,
because
yo,
everyone else
on
is doing it.
God,
doing it.
bro, y'all don't gotta do nothing.
Final word.
Listen to me. Y'all
Final
don't
word
gotta
from
do
James.
nothing. Y'all could just
then from-
literally
All right.
take your passport, go to Brazil,
Oh God.
go to Japan,
Okay.
or
I agree.
just sleep at home, eat Chinese food. You could be a bum. Life is lit. You really could be a bum and still be lit.
For sure.
Don't listen to anybody. You don't gotta do shit. There's too many people doing cool shit for you. Just enjoy it.
For
Be
sure.
a leech. Enjoy that shit. Cause it's so lit.
For sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all this last thing, right? If y'all get a job off the books, you'll get free health insurance.
Medicaid.
And then on top of that, you could apply for food stamps and get like $300 to $400 a month. So you could still be getting bread, so like $1,000 a week, have health insurance, and then have food stamps on top of that. Pause. That wild. And just live a very, very lit life. Have your passport. As far as rent goes, you choose how you want to live. You can live with your mama, which is A-okay, or you could room up with somebody, shack up with somebody, and pay minimum rent and just travel a lot
agree.
so that you're never fucking home. That's my final words. Be a bum. Be a prostitute.
I agree with that. Also, on top of while you are,
be a prostitute?
yeah, why not? Why not? While
Freaky ass.
on top of that, really, I think what we all agree to is that there's no pressure and this is just, I'm not really giving advice. I'm really just giving myself advice. But if you take it as advice, then good for you, because I'm in no place to give advice or whatever. But just my whole take on this whole shit is that it's just like, man, like, just like how you said, it's like, live, and really learn. I think learning is, that's an understated thing. In Quincy Jones' documentary, he was like, you know, I meet all these people who do music, but I'm like, do you play the freaking cello, the freaking piano, guitar? Like, you're supposed to be a musician. Like, I think people want to become like this and that, but they don't want to learn. I think it's like, learning could take 5 years, take 6 years. T-Pain, in an interview, which was great, he was like, yo, he said he dedicated 2 years to learn how to use autotune before he became a big artist. Beautiful. This is when he was doing nothing. He was learning, and I was like, oh, that's dope.
And this is one thing that I think everyone needs to know, and this is what I always talk about. I'm like, everyone thinks they care about something, but if you sit them down and say, if you want to have the impact that you think you're going to have it, if you envision in your head, would you dedicate 10 years of your life to doing that? Yeah. And if you can't say that, then you need to fucking give that a shot.
Gary Vee.
If you care about feminism so much, would you do it for 15, 20 years and see incremental improvement?
We like discipline. Right.
If you don't do that, if you can't do that, then that is not what you need
we
to do.
We like discipline.
Yeah. It has to be discipline.
Has to be discipline.
And that's why a lot of people want to do clothing, then they want to do beats, and then they want to
because they like discipline. They're just running around.
Travel. You want to travel, but you're not actually saving any money or anything else like that. And you want to do all these things, and it's cute. You want to do a podcast as well, but it's like all those things require an insane amount of discipline. And do you have that much?
Yeah.
They don't have it. Well, with that, this is our last podcast.
How we do that?
Thank you, guys. It's been a great 3 episodes, great journey. We'll see you on our next.
Keep on rocking in the free world and doot 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 doot. Doot 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 doot. Doot 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 doot.
Doot doot.
Doot doot.
Put his mic in his
Talking
mouth.
to a pimp.
Put his mic in his mouth. Put his mic in his mouth.
Yo, you focus. You talking to a real pimp. I'm gonna talk about that bitch you just fucked. How about that?
What's her name?
If you don't stop me, I'm gonna say her name on camera. You ain't about that life. You ain't about that life. You ain't about that dirt gang life. I'm out of here.
Peace, fellas.
Ready.